You have about 2 more minutes to study for your pretest. Okay, Gianni, if you can hear me, go ahead and message. I think we had some issues yesterday and the day before. Go ahead and message, let me know if you can hear me. We're going to do our spelling pretest today. Perfect, Gianni. Okay, go ahead and be studying over your spelling list. We're going to do your pretest in a few minutes. Can you read cursive? I'll write in print. Make sure you know the definitions on your vocabulary. Okay, those of you that are in the paper group of spelling list, go ahead and clear off your desk. Those of you that are in the book list, you can keep studying for a few more moments. Clear off your desk. Make sure you put your binders away to where you cannot see your words. And can I have that piece of paper back? Thank you. Yes, I can. Go ahead and put that down for me, please. Okay. Okay. Is Tristan absent today? Somewhere. Okay. Savannah, you can keep studying because I'm going to do the other list first, okay? Okay. Make sure your name and date is on it. Number 1. Got what you need, Landon? Number 1, write the word emergency. Emergency. There was an emergency at home, and that is why I was late to school. Emergency. Emergency. Number 2, write the word entrance. Entrance. Gianni, this is the other list. So we'll do your pretest in just a few moments. Keep studying over them. Number 2, entrance. Number 3, emptiness. Emptiness. Oh, hold on. Okay. Emptiness. Number 4, encyclopedia. 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 Number 5, element. 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 Number 6, employer. Employer. Number 7, elevator. Elevator. Number 8, encouragement. Encouragement. Number 9, envelope. Put the letter in an envelope. And number 10, entire. Entire. I ate the entire cake. Entire. Does anyone need any of those repeated? Tony? Number 4 was encyclopedia. Emmeline? Number 9 was envelope. Envelope. Anyone else? Leannon, you got them all? Cameron, you got them all? Okay, you may finish the bottom 5. your vocabulary words. When you are finished, I want you to come turn them in on top of these blue folders right here. And then you may begin reading and working on your grammar, pages 46 and 47, please. Everyone else, clear off your desk. This is just a practice test, so it gives you an idea of what's going to be on the test on Friday. Yes, ma'am. Number 3. What did you write? Emptiness. Yeah, emptiness. Gavin, don't do that, please. Did everyone get a pretest? Okay, Gianni, just make sure you have out your pretest right here. Okay, number 1. Number 1. Write the word demote. Demote. Demote means moved to a lower level. Demote. It's the opposite of promote or promotion. Number 2, write the word seismograph. Seismograph. Are you finished? What did I say to do? Nope, there is no chair. I said to turn in on top of these folders. A seismograph is a machine that measures the intensity of an earthquake. Seismograph. Number 3, write the word supersonic. Supersonic. Boys, when you finish, go ahead and get started on your grammar, please. Supersonic. On the board. And I said it just a few minutes ago. Number 4, write the word Christianity. 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 Number 5, write the word captivity. Captivity. I'll collect the homework in a little bit. Captivity. Number 6, superb. Superb. That was a superb performance. Superb. Okay. You only have one? Always have a few, okay? That way if you lose one, you can get another one. You can have this one and go sharpen it. Tell your mom you need more pencils, okay? Superb. Number 7. Graphic. Graphic. The graphic designer made a beautiful bulletin board. Graphic. Number 8. Deposited. Deposited. She deposited her paycheck into the bank. Deposited. Number 9. Neutrality. Neutrality. The teacher judged with neutrality. No, Emmeline. This one right here. Neutrality. Yes, ma'am. Leave it blank, and then when I get back, when we go through all of them, I'll go back, okay? Number 10. Epigram. Epigram. An epigram is a short, witty saying. Epigram. Cameron, are you working? Number 11. Photography. Photography. Number 12. Depress. Depress. Depress means to push down, to lower. Depress. Number 13. Severity. Severity, Shane. Severity. Make sure you're writing very neatly. Sometimes if I can't read it, I have to mark it wrong. Yes, Cameron? Not right now, no. I'm in class. Severity. Number 14. Locality. Locality, meaning location or region. Locality. Number 15. Telegram. Telegram. I sent a telegram to my mother. We don't send telegrams anymore, but that's how they used to get messages around. Telegram. You guys are living in the age of technology and you don't even realize it. When I was a teenager, the only thing my phone could do was call someone or text someone. That was it. Couldn't get on the internet, couldn't take pictures. Telegram. Number 16. Defunct. Defunct. Meaning extinct. Stopped. Defunct. Number 17. Inequality. Inequality. Meaning not equal, not having sameness. Inequality. Number 18. Deprive. 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 Number 19. Graphite. Graphite. The black stuff that is in your pencils. Graphite.
I thought that's black stuff in your pencil, right?
The graphite. Mm-hmm.
Why is it called lead, dude?
Lead is made of graphite. Same thing. Number 20. Depreciate. Depreciate. Depreciate, meaning to lose value. Depreciate. Depreciate. The opposite of appreciate. Yes. Number 9 was neutrality. State of being neutral. Yes, Liviana? Number 8 was deposited. Yes, ma'am? Number 17 was inequality, meaning not equal. Anyone else need something repeated? Gianni, if you need one repeated, go ahead and say the number or type the number in the comment section. Anyone else need anything repeated, Josiah? You don't need anything repeated? That we don't have writing today. Okay, on the back, go ahead and flip over your spelling pretest and we're going to go to the vocabulary section here. The first 6, I'm going to give you the definition and you're going to give me the vocabulary word. The vocabulary word bank is on the board, so it's going to be one of these words for the first 6. Once we get down to number 7, I'm going to give you a different set of instructions. Does everyone understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, number 1. Number 1, I'm going to go ahead and move this. And I'll move this closer, Gianni, so you can see the word bank on the board. Okay? Number 1, what vocabulary word means that which is ridiculous or silly? That which is ridiculous or silly. Please make sure to spell it correctly. The word is on the board, so there's no reason to misspell it, okay? That which is ridiculous or silly. Number 2. Write the vocabulary word that means success, wealth, success, wealth. Number 3, write the vocabulary word that means to go down, to go down. Kevin, can you see him okay on the board? Okay. If you ever can't see him, just raise your hand, okay? To go down. Number 4. Write the vocabulary word that means the state of being physically and morally clean. The state of being physically and morally clean. Number 5. Write the vocabulary word that means relating to more than the natural universe, relating to God. Relating to more than the natural universe, relating to God. Number 6. Write the vocabulary word that means to take away, subtract. To take away, subtract. Does anyone need any of those repeated, those 6? Awesome. Okay, so a new set of instructions for this next section. I'm going to give you a sentence using a vocabulary word. You are to write yes or no if I use the correct vocabulary word in the correct way. Okay, so if the vocabulary word is used correctly, write yes. If the vocabulary word is used incorrectly, write no. Does everyone understand what we're doing in this next section part? Okay, here we go. This would be number 7. The people in the immunity decided to have a bake sale. The people in the immunity decided to have a bake sale. The vocabulary word there is immunity. Was that used correctly? Yes or no? Okay. Number 8. The Christian finds real joy when he lives in conformity to God's Word. The Christian finds real joy when he lives in conformity to God's Word. The vocabulary word was conformity. Was it used correctly, yes or no? The Christian finds real joy when he lives in conformity to God's Word. Number 9. We understood the speech because it was given with clarity. We understood the speech because it was given with clarity. The vocabulary word there is clarity. Is it used correctly? Yes or no? We understood the speech because it was given with clarity. Number 10. Oliver is a descendant of Francis Scott Key. Oliver is a descendant of Francis Scott Key. The vocabulary word there is descendant. Is it used correctly in the sentence, yes or no? Oliver is a descendant of Francis Scott Key. Number 11. Patrick's employer had to degrade money from his paycheck. Patrick's employer had to degrade money from his paycheck. The vocabulary there is degrade. Is it used correctly in the sentence, yes or no? Patrick's employer had to degrade money from his paycheck. Think about what the word degrade means. Is it used correctly? And number 12, this will be our last one on this pretest. Katie's sanity to measles kept her from getting the disease. Katie's sanity to measles kept her from getting the disease. The vocabulary word is sanity. Is it used correctly in this sentence? Yes or no? Katie's sanity to measles kept her from getting the disease. Does anyone need anything repeated? Yes, sir.
No, never mind.
Anyone else?
Can I
Question?
select them?
No. Not right now. Gavin?
I mean 9.
Number 9. Number 9 was, we understood the speech because it was given with clarity. Yes or no? Yes, ma'am?
Number 8.
Number 8. The Christian finds real joy when he lives in conformity to God's word. Conformity. Anyone else? Yes, ma'am?
11.
Number 11. Patrick's employer had to degrade money from his paycheck. Degrade. Shane, make sure your hood is off in class, please. Okay, anyone else? Going once, going twice. All right, let me just check over here. Gianni, did you need anything repeated? Okay, I'm going to come around and collect. After I've collected your paper, please go ahead and pull out your grammar books. Open up to page 46. A little help for your test tomorrow. You will be given these words. You will have to write in the definition. So that's a little bit harder, so make sure you know the definitions tomorrow. For these ones that I gave you on your pretest, you'll have to know those, but they'll have to be in reverse order where you have to write the definition. Okay? All right. Page 46 in your grammar books. Okay, we have been speaking about commas and when to use commas and how to use commas. We are going to add another rule to what we've been learning today. Page number 46. Everyone get there quickly. I will leave these vocabulary words on the board so you can go back later and mark them if you want to. Okay, page 46. Commas in dates and addresses. Let's review those. Someone raise your hand. Let me get my tickets out. Someone raise your hand and tell me one of our rules when it comes to commas. Or give me one rule of when we would use commas in a sentence. Adam.
If it's a compound sentence?
If it's a compound sentence, we need to have a comma before what? Conjunction. Good job. What's another rule that we've learned? Liviana? List of series. Can you give me an example? Perfect. Milk, eggs, butter, and cheese. Anytime you have a list of items or a list of places or a list of people, anytime you have a list or a series in a sentence, we have to separate those with commas. How about something else? Ariel? Good. Can you give me an example of that? Okay, so like old, dirty, rag, we would have to put a comma between the two adjectives, old and dirty. Good job. Okay, another rule, Cameron? Bring it to me. I'm going to staple it. Yes. Staple it. After yes, okay? When we're using words, like phrases like yes, well, those types of things. Hold on 1 second. Let me take care of Cameron's mask. Since we can't tend to keep these from breaking, we need to be careful or bring our own masks, right? I don't know, but we'll find out. It has steeples in it. Okay. I didn't put the pokey side in. I put the pokey side out. You'll be fine. Don't break it. Again. Okay. There you go. Okay, another rule. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, good. Direct address. Come on up, Ariel. So if I said, Ariel, come get your ticket, when I'm talking and using direct address, I'm going to put a comma after that person that I am addressing. If I said class, sit up, then it would say class, comma, sit up. Okay, so anytime we're talking using direct address, we're going to put a comma there. What about the other rule? We learned one yesterday. It was a word, a term that we repeated several times. Tony? Okay, we already talked about well and yes. What else? Cameron, you have a rule?
For a comma rule?
For a what? A comma, yes. Comma rule.
Use commas to separate parts of dates.
Okay, that's what we're learning today. We're talking about the ones we already learned. Does anyone remember what we learned yesterday? Specifically what we talked about just yesterday. Who can remember what we learned yesterday? Landon. See, you're all flipping back, which means you did not retain it. So it means we got to review over it again. So everyone flip your pages back to page 44. Okay, that's okay. But the thing is we don't want to move on unless we've learned what we're supposed to have already learned, right? Because if you get it on a test, you're not going to know it. You're going to just be guessing. So let's look back on page 44. It says separating the essential from the non-essential. Remember the word parenthetical? How many of you remember saying that yesterday? Okay, let's say it again together. Ready, begin. Parenthetical. Say it nice and loud.
Parenthetical.
Look at the person next to you and tell them what that term is. 1, 2, 3. Parenthetical. Okay, now you said it 3 times. So hopefully you can remember that word parenthetical because it is an important term that you need to remember. Parenthetical means what? What does parenthetical mean? Talked about this yesterday. For 5 tickets. You gotta raise your hand quietly. Cameron?
It's like a expression, like a comment, added, like a
Specifically, I said the word parenthetical means what?
expression, like a comment that added, like.
Olive? It's not needed or non-what?
Essential.
Non-essential. Everyone say that term with me. Non-essential, meaning it's not essential for the sentence. I can take it out, and it doesn't change the sentence. Everyone's sitting up straight and tall. Pens down. I don't want to have to go to what I did with my second graders where I said pens are hot, pencils are hot, and they couldn't touch them. But I will, because I want everyone's attention up here, because you didn't learn it yesterday, so we got to learn it today. Okay? Parenthetical means what, class? Non-essential. Thank you, Savannah. Parenthetical means what, class?
Non-essential.
And non-essential means what, Adam?
Not needed.
Not needed, which means we can do what to it? Shane? You can take it out of the sentence. If it is non-essential, not important, and I can take it out of the sentence, then I have to separate it with commas. It has to be surrounded by commas. Josiah, please pay close attention, okay? So they give us examples of parenthetical phrases. However, of course, on the contrary, oh, I hope. These are things that we say. Okay, now some of them you don't. I don't hear any of you saying on the contrary. That's a little formal. But I do hear you guys saying however, and I hope, and I think, or I wish. Those are all parenthetical phrases. Josiah, put the pencil down. Put your book on your desk. I'm going to pause for just a moment until everyone's sitting up, and I know I have your attention. Thank you. So when they are parenthetical and they're non-essential, we are going to surround them with commas, which means we can take them out. Make sure you understand that. We have a test on Friday, and that will be on there. Okay, so when Mrs. Rule is teaching, it's so important that we're listening. I know 6th grade, I'm going to pause again and give you the lecture because I know we've been working on this. But I see a very, very low, poor study habit in this classroom overall. I see a lack of desire to learn, and we should all desire to learn and grow and make ourselves better. I can't make you better. Only you can make you better. Now I can get up here and teach, and I can teach you the facts, and we can go over them, and we can review them, but it really comes down to how much you want to grow and learn. How do you want to be as a person? What kind of knowledge do you want to have? That depends on you. You decide, Adam, how much you want to retain, okay? So I want you guys to work on that this year. I want you all to work on your study habits, your listening skills, sitting up straight and tall. When a teacher's talking, we're not looking at each other, talking or whispering. We're sitting up straight and tall. We're listening, okay? We're being respectful. All of those things will help you not only this year, but next year and the year after that and the year after that. I hope that all of you graduate from the school and go on to college, have a nice career, and are very successful. That is our goal and desire for you here, okay? But once again, it is a choice you make, okay? So you've got to start making those habits, setting good habits, okay? Don't get complacent. Don't get lazy. Decide, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to listen. I'm going to grasp this knowledge. Now, when we just learned that yesterday, and I said, who can remember? And not one person could remember what we learned just yesterday. Okay, that's not good listening skills, right? So we need to listen so we can retain. Now go to page 46. Now hopefully all of our listening ears are on because we're going to learn another rule today. Now this one is hopefully a little bit easier. But this is talking about commas and dates and addresses. And I know this is something that is common knowledge. Many of you have already gone through the process of learning this. You've written letters. I know in second grade we learn this. We write letters to someone and we send them in the mail in that class. So this is something that you probably already know, but we need to review over it. Comma rule number 4. Let's read it all together as a class. Ready, begin. Use commas to separate the parts of dates and addresses within sentences. Let's read it again a little bit louder. I want to hear all of you. Ready, begin. Use commas to separate the parts of dates and addresses within sentences. I didn't have everyone saying it with me, so we're going to do it again. Ready, begin. Use commas to separate the parts of dates and addresses within sentences. That was better. Down below there it says use a comma after the last part if it does not end the sentence. Do not use a comma between the month and the day or between the state and the zip code. And so they give you some examples. I want you to look at the examples. Winston Churchill died on January 24th, 1965 at the age of 90. Notice they put a comma between the day and the year and then again after the year. There is no comma between the month and the day. I think you guys know that. If it is in the middle of a sentence, though, it is very important that you remember to put a comma after the year. Okay? Let's look at the second example. Cameron, go ahead and read it for me. The second example sentence.
Please forward on note to 431 East Olive Street,
Orlando. Very good. And this is something that you're going to use no matter what line of work you guys get in. You're all going to use this. You're all going to have to know how to address envelopes, how to send things to people. This is very important to learn. Okay, so notice that they put a comma after the street name, East Olive Street, comma. They put a comma after the city, Orlando, comma. And then there is no comma between the state and the zip code. Okay, let's look at comma rule number 5. Gavin, read it for us, please.
Use a comma after the solution of the letter. Use a comma after closing of the letter.
Okay, can you read it a little bit louder?
Use a comma after the salutation of a friendly letter. Use a comma after at the closing of all letters.
Okay, good. Use a comma after the salutation of a friendly letter. Okay, so that's like, Dear John, comma. And then it says use a comma after the closing of all letters, depending on how you end it. Sincerely, comma, with love, comma, yours truly, comma. We always use a comma at the salutation and at the closing. Okay, let's look at Think A and let's practice it. It says add commas where needed in the following sentences. This first section, it says we are using Rule 4. So Cameron, that means that we are going to be using the rule that deals with where to put commas in dates and addresses. Number 1. Lord Tennyson, I think they're learning about earthquakes next door. Lord Tennyson was born on August 6th, 1809 in Somersby, Lincolnshire, and died on October 6th, 1892. Go ahead and do that sentence. Put in your commas, and raise your hand when you're finished, please. It's not. They're stomping. Yes. Tony, you're finished already? Put all the commas in? Did you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Because there should be 5. So look carefully. There should be 5 commas in number 1. We are using rule number 4 if you need to go back up and reference it. Lana, did you get all 5? Did you get all 5?
I just have a question. Is this like a street?
No, that's a city and state. Yes.
I was just going to say I got all 5.
Good. Excuse me. Allergic to something. Okay. Let's check here. Who can do this one for me? Landon, tell me where you put your commas in.
After the 6th in August.
Okay.
And after the 6th in October.
Okay.
And after the 15th in April.
Okay, hold on. We're on number 1 only, and there should have been 5 in number 1. Did you find 5 commas in number 1? Okay, so go back and look at it again. Savannah, will you do it for us?
I put one after the was born on. I put it after on. I put it after August 6th, 8th. And I put one after 1809. Then I put it after its street name, some Lincolnshire, and died on October 6th. I put it after the 6th.
Okay, so you got most of them. We do not need one between on and August, okay? It comes after the day, so we should have a comma after August 6th, comma. 1809, comma, it comes after the year. Somersby, comma, Lincolnshire, comma. October 6th, comma. So you should have had one after the 6th, after 1809, after Somersby, after Lincolnshire, and after 6. Okay, so remember we always put it between the date and the year. If the year is in the middle of a sentence, we also have to have one after the year. And then here we have a city and state, Somersby, Lincolnshire. So we need to have a comma between them and after the state. Okay, let's look at number 2. You're looking for 2 commas in this sentence. Go ahead and find them and then raise your hand when you're done. Cameron, what'd you find?
After 15
And one more.
and 1912.
Good. After the day, 15, and after the year, 1912. Okay, number 3, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 commas. Go ahead and work on this one. Raise your hand once you found them all. Yes, sir.
What is 15, 14, 14 in this sentence?
5414.
Yeah.
That is the number of the address there.
Oh.
Like when you have, like, what street do you live on?
Something.
So it'd be like your house number and then your street name. Okay, who found all 4? Ariel, you want to give it a try? You didn't find all 4? Shane, you want to give it a try? Good. Missed one in between. Yep. So you should have one after street. Pensacola is the name of a city, so you need to have one after the city because we always put commas between city and state. Pensacola, Florida. Florida's a state, so we need a comma after Florida because it's not the end of the sentence. And there's one more, and ended at 5414 East Garden Street, Clarkdale. Not after Garden. What's the name of the street? The name of the street is East Garden Street. So we would need to put a comma after street. Okay, so you should have had one after South Halifax Street, after Pensacola, after Florida, and after East Garden Street. Remember the rule. It says up there at the top there, use a comma after the last part if it does not end with a sentence. Do not use a comma between the month and the day or between the state and the zip code. But it gives you examples of when you do need to use commas between the street name, the city, the state, after the date. Number 4, the letter was dated August 24th, 2010 and was addressed to Gilbert, Arizona. There are 3 commas in this sentence. Josiah, I'm going to have you do this one for me. 3 commas we're looking for in number 4.
After August 24th.
Okay, after 24.
2010.
After 2010.
Gilbert, Arizona.
And after Gilbert. Gilbert is the name of the city, Gilbert, Arizona. Okay, let's look at remember B. Should take but like 30 seconds because it's review. We're writing S in the blank if the group of the words is a sentence. Writing F if it is a fragment and RO if it is a run-on. Number 1, read it for me, Liviana. Okay, sentence, fragment, or run-on, Liviana. Sentence, very good. Number 2, read it for me, Emmeline. In the gym behind the concession stand. Sentence, fragment, or run-on? Fragment. Number 3, read it for me, Gavin. Sentence, fragment, or run-on, Gavin? Coach and his players pray for safety before every game. They share other concerns too. Look carefully. How is it joined? With just a comma. It needs to have a comma and a conjunction, right? So what would this be considered? A run-on. It's a run-on. Because you have 2 sentences here. Gavin, you have coach and his players pray for safety before every game. You said run-on?
Yeah.
I thought you said sentence. I'm sorry. You guys have your mask on, and if you talk very quietly, it's muffled. I can't always hear. And the air conditioning's on, and I have a shield on. So when I call on you, speak loudly, okay? I'm sorry. I thought you said sentence. It is a run-on. Very good. Number 4. Looking forward to cheerleading tryouts next year. Ariel, what is this? Sentence, fragment, or run-on? Fragment. It doesn't have the who. Who is looking forward to cheerleading tryouts next year? All right, flip your pages over. Page 47. This is more review. It says practicing with commas and end marks. Let's look at Think A. Study the uses of commas in the following sentences. Be ready to explain the reason for each comma when your teacher asks. Number 1, let's read the sentence together. 6th grade, ready, begin. Yes, the delicious, rich milk chocolate is for dessert. Okay, so where did they put the commas in the sentence? Ariel? Good. Tell me why. Why did they put a comma after yes? It's non-essential. Good. And why did they put a comma after delicious? Very good. We have 2 adjectives here, delicious and rich milk chocolate. That comma basically takes the place of the and when it's coming between 2 adjectives. Number 2, let's read this sentence together, class. Ready, begin. Boast not thyself of tomorrow, for thou knowest not what a day may bring forth. Let's read it again nice and loud for those of you who don't want to participate. Number 2, ready, begin. Boast not thyself of tomorrow, For thou knowest not what a day may bring forth. Okay? We have a comma before the word for. Liviana, tell me why. Because they're joining two sentences here. So we have a comma before our conjunction. Number 3, class, let's read it all together. Ready, begin. Kevin, in contrast, always finishes his work. Cameron, we have commas around the phrase in contrast. Why? Can someone help him out? Adam?
It's not essential.
It's not essential. What is it called?
Parenthetical.
Very good. It's a parenthetical phrase. It's not essential. It means we could take it out, and the sentence still means the same thing. Kevin always finishes his work. So anytime we have a non-essential phrase, we put commas around it. That shows us, Landon, that we could take it out and it doesn't change the sentence. Number 4, Landon. Well, let's read it all together. Landon, I'm going to have you explain it. Number 4, class, ready, begin. On July 15, 2009, my family moved to Fort Campbell, Kentucky. Okay? Landon, we have a comma after July 15th, after 2009, and after Fort Campbell, Kentucky. Can you explain these commas for me? July 15th is a what? It's my son's birthday. It's a what? It's a date, yes. So we always put a comma after the day and after the year. Okay, so why do we have a comma between Fort Campbell, Kentucky? What kind of a place specifically? City and? Good. We always put a comma between city and state. Number 5, class, let's read this together. Ready, begin. Ben Franklin is famous as a printer, inventor, scientist, and statesman. Josiah, explain the commas in the sentence for me. It's a list. It's a series of things or people. Okay, good job. Number 6, class, ready, begin. In thee, O Lord, do I put my trust. We have commas around the phrase, O Lord. Why? Who can explain this one for me? Shane? No, this one is actually very essential. There's a different reason for this one. In thee, O Lord, do I put my trust. Yes, who are we talking to here? We're talking to God in this sentence, but it's direct address. We're talking directly to him. And the word that gives it away is thee. In thee, O Lord. It's like in you, Shane. I'm talking directly to the Lord here. Direct address. We always separate with commas. Number 7. Let's read this together, class. Ready, begin. Before eating, Zoe always washes her hands. Let's take that comma out for a minute and let's read it without the comma. Ready, begin? Before eating, Zoe always washes her hands. Now, why do we put the comma here? Yes, ma'am.
So it doesn't sound like we're eating Zoe.
Yes, we don't want to eat Zoe. You know, she's not someone we want to eat, okay? So we have to put the comma there to avoid confusion. Right? Okay, think B. 6th grade, it says add commas and end marks where needed in the following sentences. Add commas and end marks in the following sentences where needed. Okay, so you're going to put in your commas and you're going to put in your end marks. And I'm going to give you 10 minutes to work on this because there is no homework on Wednesdays, but I want you to do 1 through 8. You may begin. You do not have to do the go back on the bottom. Okay, so don't worry about the go back. let me check for you. Looks like all of them need at least 1 comma. Some of them need more. And then make sure to put your end marks in. Make sure you evaluate what type of sentence it is and put the correct punctuation in. Boys at home, if you have any questions, go ahead and type them in the comment box. I will take a look at it. We're doing page 47, working on Think B, 1 through 8. You do not have to do the go back section. Yes, sir?
On number 8, what is Dachshund?
A dachshund. It's a type of dog. Good question. It's spelled differently. Yes, sir? Not till lunchtime. Yes. When you're all done, you can study for your spelling test, or you can do some work in another class. But you have to stay in your seat and work quietly. Adam, why are we turned around? Okay, let's not stretch right now. Let's just keep working. Landon, same thing. Okay, Johnny, if you don't have any other questions, then I'll let you go ahead and